Happy Monday, everyone. Whoa, seems a little loud. There we go. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back to City Skylines. Let me know if the audio's a little off. I was messing with the settings earlier. It sounded okay, but then all of a sudden it seemed like I was clipping a little bit. How you doing tonight? I've had a long day, but this will be very relaxing for my brain. So, first things first, though, I was looking at this area right here before we even started. Before I even, right when I loaded up the game, I just kind of panned the camera over here, and the map, the preloaded map that we chose, has these highways lined with trees. And we did a little reorganizing of this road, and these trees reloaded, unless I completely missed them last time, reloaded and had just completely filled up the road up through here. I mean, they weren't really interacting with the cars, of course. The cars were driving right through them. I just kind of grabbed them with the Move It tool and moved them over, but I think the first line of business here is going to make sure that we don't forget about this. But I kind of wanted to maybe manually just sort of redecorate this area while we think about what we want to do today. So we have previously, what did we spend a lot of time on last time? We spent a lot of time on roads last time. And parks. And our park turned out looking really nice. I think that we can revisit that really quick because we got a level up on it when we moved on to roads, and we may want to plop down just a couple more things in our new park. But yeah, let's check out down here. We have our park. The name's way over here because it spans this whole coastal area here. But Camelot Park, named so for the castle ruins. Oh, this makes me feel bad. Notre Dame burned down today. Well, I guess the whole thing didn't burn down. I read that the structure was saved, which is awesome. But yeah, these castle ruins. And in order to drive people into the park, you know, we have to place down cafes, restrooms, and all the different park components that you would expect. So we stuck a tacky little restaurant in here behind the castle, but this is just to get them, at least in my opinion, more people to use this path that kind of goes behind the castle. So if you're kind of viewing it from this way, at least it looks like people are going. There's a guy right there. The highlight doesn't really block him. Looks like people are going to visit and be touristy. So let's take a quick look and see if we used everything that we've unlocked. So I believe we chose just a city park. We did use the pier. Yeah, I agree. Tacky restaurants and castles do go hand in hand. Well, particularly if they're touristy. I mean, tacky stuff. Tourists will ignore tacky buildings if they can get like a cheap hamburger because they've been walking around all day. They're hungry. They need a place to sit down. They don't care how tacky it is. They don't care how shellacked in multiple layers of paint it is, or if the seats are shaped like animal mascots. So yeah, so we used the pier. Let's actually take a look and see. It looks like people are using it. Yeah, we have some people standing out here right now, kind of facing off into the bay here. You can see all of our nice electrical turbines in the distance. But yeah, let's go just beyond the piers here and see if we've unlocked many others. I always forget you have to use the mouse wheel here. You know what? We may have grabbed them as soon as they became available. Now we're just waiting for these, so maybe we don't plop anything down just yet. We have gazebos, climbing frame, trampoline park. I mean, it doesn't really go with like a medieval style, but there really isn't a park that goes with that. We had like natural park, zoo, amusement park, which is super carny, but like a carnival, but not there really isn't like a park that would fit with like Ren Fair or something. That would be amazing. Maybe I can find some modded buildings and such to use, and we can maybe convert this to kind of a Ren Fair area, because with the castle and the different little walls that we have along the way, these are just sort of like, you know, historical landmarks, but if we're going to make it kitschy, it might as well be like medieval. And though I imagine this is like an American city, these are kind of like European landmarks. These don't exactly look like Civil War forts. Or at least, like, I mean, these could be. They're so ruined you can't really tell. But then when you get over here, like, that's definitely like medieval castle aesthetic. Okay, I kind of want to get away from it, though. Like I said, it's making me kind of depressed about Notre Dame. So, let's see what else we can do today. Let's take a look at our levels here and see what needs work. If we just mouse over this area, elementary schools are suffering just a little bit. They're down in the red. That's right, we built this new neighborhood up here, and they have very little coverage. They're also having some trouble getting their garbage picked up. It's at least taking long enough that they're getting irate. Maybe not irate. Getting a little antsy about it before it actually gets picked up. So it's not in the red. It's not something that's going to cause them to move out just yet, but we need to either give them better traffic methods to get up to this area of town, or we need possibly another incineration plant. That's what this is over here, though, right? We put one nearby. We could also up... We haven't really messed with our economy tab very much. We could up our budget. I really like being able to manage everything at 100%, but we could say take this up to 110. Maybe we can use keys to get it more specific, can we? Clicking. No, we have to drag. There we go. 110%. So that should send out some more trucks. That might help for now. But if we start seeing more garbage pick up, particularly up here in the north, we may just invest in yet another incineration plant. Yeah, let's fix our schools first, and then we'll take a look at things like pollution and stuff. I feel like I've done a pretty good job of keeping things separate. Oh yeah, before we plop down the elementary school, this was one of the last things that we did last time. This is our university, and we have some underground parking here. I wonder how well this is doing. It counts as a park, so it tells you the number of visitors. There's a car parked here. These cars may be on their way. No, they're just turning around, aren't you? You would have turned left. Okay, that's fine. There's some street parking here. I may just driving right up on campus, why don't you? Oh, because there's parking over here next to the university as well. That's fine. I may turn off parking on this street just so they utilize it, and then we may use part of this area here for our elementary school. I kind of wanted to make this a quad, or like just things that, like a little college town. So maybe we do put the elementary school a little bit further away. I've got like 3 things going on in my head all at once right now, so let's quickly tell this road right here in front. Okay, these are vehicle restrictions. We don't want to do that. Just no parking. Just no parking on this road. We have a huge parking lot down here that you can utilize. And cars, I believe, have been teleporting into here. There's a lot of underground parking that we can't really see. But I believe, bulldozer, for instance, and then page down, you can kind of see the shadow here of the underground parking, and cars can be deposited down in there, and that'll be neat for the university. We can maybe even put a park back here behind it. That will be cool. Let's plop down our elementary school for this northern area. Do we want to try out, since we have some more money now, a different version of one? Do these have the same description? They do. I believe that this one is just in kind of a European style. What was the alternative to elementary? The community school. This uses less electricity, less water, but has a lower capacity. I'm not too worried about electricity and water on this map, so I'm just going to use the standard. Looks like we have a rain coming in. You can almost see it. Let's put our elementary school down on this end. So we'll just place it right there. Make this whole area happy. Let's see if we get back up into the green. Not yet. Not even in the yellow. It doesn't even reach the other side of this neighborhood. And we have one right here. I don't think that you're meant to plop down an elementary school like every 2 blocks, though. But this is high-density residential. I bet there's a perk or something that comes along with one of our unique buildings that may help with education, and I rarely remember to check our unique buildings to see what what buffs they give, so let's see. Statue of Shopping. The City Arch. We've already got a City Arch. Fountain of Life and Death. Friendly Neighborhood Park. You have to build these to unlock some buildings too, right? Yeah, you have to build this before you can build a fusion power plant. We should build some unique buildings today too. The Mall of Moderation. Lots of small cheap shops. Requirement for building the medical center. Tax office. Also required for fusion power plant. Lungs of the city. Vast area with trees. Providing the city with fresh, lovely air. Citizens visit the park to relax. We may put this behind our university. How much is that? 55,000. They get pricier as we go up. The Opera House. Requirement for building the space elevator. This is a big tourist attraction. All of these are big tourist attractions. Sea Fortress. Massive fortress. Built next to the shore, out of stone blocks and brickwork. Increases the ship and airport traffic's tourist capacity by 5%. It'll probably also look awesome in our medieval-looking park. The Expo Center. See, it doesn't really show the buffs, but I know that they do at least pull in a lot of tourists. If not, just unlock these buildings for us. Ziggurat Garden. I've never built this one. It's like a big vertical park. At level 6 we have Cathedral of Plentitude, Stadium, Central Park, Baseball Stadium, Classic Americana, Football Stadium. And then we have some modded unique buildings that that at some point I may have prescribed, that I may have subscribed to. Space Shuttle launch site, television station, semiconductor plant. Interesting. So no, I'm not 100% sure if we can get a buff to our education with any of these, but you know what? We were just in the budget panel, and that might be one of the options here. Schools and universities with a high budget can teach more students. So let's go up to 110% with this as well, during just the day, because I don't think students go to class at night, so let's take it down. There may be night classes, so let's go down to 90% here and see what happens. It is 1 p.m. It's during the daytime now. So let's go ahead and check and see. Okay, we're in the yellow now, so maybe let's take a look here and see what our income is 48,000, our expense is 41,000. Still pretty close. Let's watch it for a moment. The changes that I just made, I believe, are still settling, and it's really easy to overdo it. It's so subtle. If you overdo it with the real-time mod, that it will slowly go out of control while you're distracted doing something else. So it is dropping. That could just be our population's going up, though. So it could just be loosely based off the population. I do believe that it also receives some updates to not make it nearly as volatile as it seemed like it was before. 120%? Down to 80%? We'll see if they get angry at night. My son was unenrolled at midnight. Okay, we're still in the yellow, though. Okay, let's see if there's another part of town I could use one. Not really. I really don't want to place another one, because, again, that's just way too close. I have a dead body waiting for pickup here. Do we have a hearse on the way? Gotta check the, who's on their way here? Yeah, is that the hearse? Yeah, he's making his way around. Cheers. Anyway, we don't have to wait for him. He'll make it in time. It's not in the red. They're not going to move out because of the dead body. Alright, electricity is being fulfilled. We're in the green. Water in the green. Garbage is in the green, even though we had a couple people getting upset about how long it was taking the trucks to get to them. We are fine. How's traffic looking? I don't want to get obsessed with traffic. We did a lot of traffic work 2 episodes ago, and while it is important to check back up and fix traffic issues, little things like this we can go ahead and take care of. Like, I want to take the stoplights out here. And they'll just then flow a little bit better. You can trust your drivers. They don't have accidents yet. I do worry, because they kind of teased it in either a tweet or an update. They were asking how people would react to traffic having accidents. That would be terrible if it was actually physics-based in this game, because they drive through so many props and each other all the time. Whoa, like that guy. He just kind of wedged between those 2 cars. Yeah, you should probably be in the fast lane. Anyway, getting distracted. Okay, no, we have dead body problems. Where is... Okay, the cemetery, nearest cemetery is right here. We have 2. I'm pretty sure they're not full. Capacity, 1,000 out of 3,000. 100 out of 3,000. I guess we just need one up near. I think what this is telling us is that traffic from the south side of town to the north side of town takes a long time, and we need a bypass. I don't think we need another cemetery. Or maybe we do. Hey! Matt! Thanks for the follow. Yeah, accidents would be terrible. But yeah, I think we need a bypass, but I think until then, we don't want the dead bodies to go crazy either, so let's go ahead and place in another cemetery up here, just because, and it may be a little bit of overkill. Yeah, I believe that, yeah, I think that Rush Hour may have either changed into real-time or it was incorporated in real-time, because, yeah, I played with Rush Hour a little while back, and I had... Not necessarily issues, but there were certainly things that made it a lot more difficult, to the point where after a while I really kind of got myself into a dead end where I had overspent and it took so long to build up money again. I was talking about that just a few minutes ago. Yeah, you can really kind of overdo it, and then it moves so slowly that you're in over your head for a long period of time. Let's place a cemetery down here. And let's actually give them a stretch of road where he can turn out and go left here, because we have the middle blocked. But yeah, I believe that a lot of that was fixed, if I remember correctly, with the real-time mod. Can they can't turn out here. I could just upgrade just this chunk right in front of them to a 6-lane, and then they could turn out and across. It's a little weird, because then they have to move lanes here, but this is, I'm going to say temporary, so we'll see. Yeah, I know. I do have it set to go a little bit faster at night, which makes it a little bit better to get through those long periods of time where you're not earning revenue. And I think that, again, I think the mod kind of balanced it out a little bit, where you're still earning well during certain parts of the day. Yeah, let's do a little bit of work on our university here, while thinking about how we want to do a bypass from the south side of town. We have a little industrial district up here. In this area, we could possibly do a tunnel. Maybe use some space. We have a little bit of space here, which we do have this industrial road that goes to our incineration plants. And it did connect back in here. But we can maybe do something where we interrupt this road and either have it come off to the left and right, and then use this space here to have an entrance into a tunnel that passes underneath the interstate. Maybe it comes out over here behind the university. That's sort of the first thing that I'm thinking of here. How large is that unique park that we were looking at a moment ago? This one here, Lungs of the City. Oh, it's not terribly big, but has noise pollution, which is interesting. We don't have anyone living right here, but we do need to bring some leisure up to this area. In fact, our leisure is so spotty. Let's plan it to be maybe right behind the school here. That is full of trees. How does that look? It's got like cabins and stuff. that might actually not fit aesthetically with what I was thinking it was. I was thinking it was going to be more of a lounging park. Having like a Friday the 13th style campground right behind your university is probably a recipe for trouble. Let's move it. Yeah, I don't mind if it costs, holy cow, 11,000 to move it. That's fine, I guess. We'll kind of move it down here, kind of near our park. I still want it to be a benefit to the city. Just kind of have it here off to the side. People may visit it. We may want to put a parking lot in here nearby. Didn't really plan for this, but I didn't want to get rid of it after I plopped it down. Okay. We will come back to you. You don't have water. There you go. You're good on electricity, right? Yeah, you're good. Alright, back to the university here. Garbage pickup. We'll get you a... We don't want a tunnel to come out here, do we? Maybe we do. Coming across here would be a very long, expensive tunnel, but... maybe we come out to here and connect to this road. So, let's plan maybe a park right across the street. So we're standing at the university here, we're looking out. This would be kind of a neat area to fill with a park, I think. Not a park life park, but a stock park. Because we spent a lot of time designing our own park last time. Let's find one of the larger ones. Small park is actually pretty large on its own. Park with trees. Large playground. Let's find one that kind of describes itself as something that might be found. Maybe fountain's kind of neat. Might see that at a university. Let's say, okay, they're right here. Let's say they cross the street to the park. We may put a crosswalk on there, or change the type of road in the middle. Yeah, we'll put the park there. How does that look? So it does have walkways here. They walk between the trees. I think that looks nice. What happens if we try to place a crosswalk here? Oh, okay, it does cut through the middle. That's awesome. I both like and dislike that it placed a traffic light there. Like, you know, realism, you want a traffic light to let people cross. And there they go. Even at a... yeah, they waited for the red light to cross, which is cool. But I don't want it to cause traffic. A lot of people coming over here to the park all of a sudden, which is awesome in its own way. I guess the cars are... oh, they're parking here, and then there's parking